Hey y'all, it's Shantavia. If you are new to my channel, then welcome. Today I have a quick video for you guys. Y'all, I just really honestly wanted to just film a video and didn't really know what I wanted to talk about. I don't have anything written down, so it's gonna be just straight off the dome. But I wanted to just come and address a question that I got down in my comment section on one of my videos that was saying like, was basic training hard? Like, I don't know really where they speaking on, like physically hard, mentally, emotionally, I don't know, but I just kind of wanted to address the situation as a whole and just give you guys my little intake on it, or how basic training affected me. So if you don't know, I am active duty Air Force, been in for a little bit over a year. I know it seems like I said that in every one of my videos, but some people just don't know, you know, if you're new to my channel, like I said. So I just want to kind of just put that out there so that guys, people know, you know, what actual branch I am a part of. But yeah, I am active duty Air Force. I went to basic training a little bit over a year ago. So I don't know how much has changed since I went through it. I'm pretty sure not a whole lot has changed since I graduated in April of 2017. It's now April of 2018. But I wanted to come and, like I said, address the question of, was basic training hard? No, y'all, it's not hard. I promise you, it's not hard. You do have a lot of people that don't make it through basic training. I think there were like maybe like 4 or 5 girls that were a part of my flight initially that did not graduate with us, but there were like 45 of us to begin with. So there were a lot of girls that I graduated with that were my basic training my basic training sisters, if you will. So y'all, it's really not hard. People say, you know, all the time that basic training is a game, quote unquote game, or they say the military is a game, period. But people say that the military or basic training is a game, and trust me, y'all, like, it sounds cliche, but it really is true. Like, basic training is a mental game. When I went to basic training, I was not physically fit. I was able to pass like the requirements for like a PT test, but I was not physically fit. Like, you have to run, I think to pass basic training you have to run well, to pass Air Force PT test, period, for females, you have to do 18 push-ups, 38 sit-ups, and have a 16-20 run, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's correct. Like, I just took my PT test and I got an 88.8. I was like 1.2 points away from a 90. And if you get a 90, you don't have to test for a whole year. If you get less than a 90, you have to test every 6 months. So I was almost there. Maybe next time. But yeah, so I was able to hit the standard pretty much. I wasn't, like I said, the most physically fit person, but I was actually able to hit the standard. So in basic training, you doing PT every day. The only day you don't do PT is on Sundays, and my MTIs would make us still do 1x3s on Sundays. So we would have to do push-ups and sit-ups on Sunday.
Who? Can you have a snack? Because they won't let you watch something? Yeah. Okay, you can go get a snack. When I get done doing my videos, you come in here and watch TV.
So yeah, but getting up, doing PT every day, like, it really was not that hard. You adjust to it. Like, it's crazy how your body just adjusts to, you know, what is being thrown into and what it's going through. Like, initially the push-ups were hard for me. Sit-ups was never really hard. Running 26 minutes every other day was a little bit difficult, just because you're running 26 minutes continuously. You're not stopping. They won't let you stop. They like, look, you ain't getting paid to walk, you getting paid to run. So that was a little bit difficult, but your body adjusts so quickly to the environment to where it really wasn't hard for me, and it wasn't hard for a lot of girls in my flight. Like, a lot of girls, for the most part, we adjusted well. Mentally, I say, is the biggest part. Well, let me address emotionally. Let me address that first. So emotionally, it did take a toll on me, just because I have kids. I am a single mom. So I was used to having my kids there with me every day. Like, I'm very involved in my kids' life. So for me to leave and they weren't there, it was hard. If you allow it to break you, it will break you. Like, the emotional aspect of it will break you. If you have, like, you know, husband or wife, you know, kids, if you're really close with your parents, your siblings, like, it will break you if you allow it to break you. But you have to just remember, like, why you're there, and you can get through it. So I just use, like, my kids and my family as, like, my motivation to not break. Like, they were my motivation, that when I was out there running and I was tired running them 26 minutes, I thought about my kids, I thought about my family, and I was able to do that. Like when I didn't want to be sitting in class because I was tired, like I didn't want to listen to what them people was telling me, I knew that I had to listen to that because at the end of basic training, I had an end of course exam I had to pass, and I knew I needed to pass that to graduate. When I didn't want to, you know what I'm saying, get up early, or when I was tired of just being told what to do, like I was tired of being on them people's schedule, like I knew, you know, I couldn't let it emotionally break me. Like, y'all, I'm a crybaby. I'm tough on the outside, but I am like a marshmallow on the inside. So I had to just build up that inner strength, you know, like use that to like get me through it. So emotionally, I'll say if you don't try your hardest to overcome that, then it can break you. Like it can. And it's nothing wrong with crying. Like when I first got there, I wanted to send a letter so bad, and like y'all, in the beginning you don't get to send letters. Like when you first get there, you're not sending off no letters. You can't write no letters in class. You busy doing so much to where you don't have time to write no letters. Before you go to bed at night, you gotta do dust downs, details, and clean up that dormitory. And then before you know it, it's 9 o'clock and you gotta go to bed. Like, so we had no time, and you got to get there. You got to write your letter, get your stuff done, write your letters, have it all in the envelopes, you know, written out, whatever. And then at least 2 people from the flight have to go out and drop the letters off and get done, but get back before 9 o'clock with everything else that you have to do. So I would cry, like I would be so frustrated, and I would just lay down in my bed and I would just cry at night, just silently to myself. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't gonna let my emotions get the best of me to where it was being displayed amongst my flight to where I looked weak, or towards my MTIs. Like I didn't want them to feel like I was emotionally unstable to the point to where I wasn't gonna make it, because they will like remove you from the flight and you will be sitting over in the little holdover crap, med hold or whatever, waiting to, you know, like for them to release you for you to go home. And I didn't want that. I didn't want to be unstable, like, because they have to watch people for like suicide, you know, like if they're having suicidal ideations and all that. And I didn't want none of that. So that's the emotional aspect of it. Mentally is the hardest part, y'all. Like mental stress of you around so many people, like they don't give you enough time to wash. I swear I didn't take a nice decent shower until like later on in basic training. I had been there for maybe like 4 weeks before I took a nice decent not rushing shower. Like our MTIs would give us like a, I forgot what he would call it, but like on Sundays we would have like time to shower and just shave and, you know, just get our mind together. And you with all of these girls, like y'all, I'm not gonna say I had the worst attitude in the world, but I've had a pretty bad attitude when I joined the military. And I wasn't used to being around a bunch of females. I was older, so I was used to having my own apartment, you know, my own car, working, just doing my own thing. And I wasn't used to, you know, people being in my bubble. And you have to get used to females always being around you. Everybody got an opinion. Everybody want to voice their opinion. Everybody feels some type of way. Like, that was the hardest part. And then they want y'all to work together, like making up your bed. I don't want you to help me make up my bed. I want to make up my bed by myself. Like, or I want certain, you know, my friends to help me make up my bed, and my friend to be over there doing something. So I'm like, I'm gonna just make up my bed by myself. And then here come the MTI, like, why aren't you using a wingman? Da 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 da. Like, y'all, that's the worst part, because you have to deal with people that you're not gonna mesh with everybody. Like, your attitudes will clash, your personalities will clash, and you have to learn how to overcome that as a flight. Like when you go to B suite, y'all have to work together, or the whole, you know, flight will pretty much lose. So it's like you have to learn how to work together, and these are people you don't want to work with. Like, you just tired of one another. Like, you just ready to go home, you know, graduate, move on with your life. So I say that was like the hardest part. Like your MTIs yelling at you, you know, because you're not used to that. You're not used to getting woken up. Like, y'all, I tell y'all, no lie, when I first got there, and like the first couple, I say days or maybe like a week, when they come in there yelling, screaming, bamming on stuff and all that. Like, I would jump up and my body would literally be shaking, because I wasn't used to like just jumping up and just moving so quickly, like right away. Like your body don't have time to like adjust and even realize that it's awake before you start moving. And I'll be over there trying to get my wall locker with the keys shaking and stuff. Like, that's the hardest part, y'all. And what I'm telling you, if you can build yourself up to be like, man, look, this is a game. I'm going to get through this. Like, I'm not going to let basic training, you know, whoop me. Like, I'm bigger than that. Then you can overcome it, y'all. I promise. Like, it's not hard at all. yeah, you're gonna be out there in the sun, or if you go during the cold. Like when I went there, it was in January, the end of January. So at first it was cold and it kind of got hot. But we'll be out there in the cold learning drill. We be out there in the heat learning drill, like putting on sunscreen and junk, like out there outside. Like that's the worst part. Or the fact that you don't get to eat when you get ready. That's a mental thing too you have to overcome. Just because you got to get used to eating only 3 meals a day. You get that little protein bar at the end, but like you eat when they tell you can eat. Those are the little small minute things that you have to overcome mentally. But if you can overcome that, like, it's literally a cakewalk. It seems like forever because you're there for 7.5 weeks in your basic training phase, or whatever, and then you transfer into Airman's Week for 1 week. They give you a little bit more freedom and stuff like that, so that's a little bit better. You still don't get your cell phone. That's another thing. Like I was literally dying without my cell phone. Like couldn't call my kids. When I first talked to my kids, y'all, literally had a panic attack, like an anxiety attack 2 weeks into it, because I heard my kid's voice and my son was like, Mommy, I miss you. And it was the worst thing in the world. But like I said, I use that kind of stuff to overcome and just to make myself better and build that airman up in me, because I already knew, like, one day I'm going to deploy and I'm going to leave my kids for 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, again, y'all, it's not hard. Just stay focused, keep that motivation, that drive, and you will do just fine. I promise you, you'll do just fine. But yeah, y'all, that's all that I got. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and leave them down in the comment box for me. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, that like button, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.